Excuse the noise in the background. I've removed the leg, one of the legs off of this dresser. I plan on painting it black with iron ore paint, as I said I was going to do. I unscrewed this. I was going to take this to the hardware store and see if I could find a leg, wheels actually, with the same screw measurement that would screw into here. But before I did that, I said, well, let me see if I have anything. So I went out into the garage, and the only thing I came up with is some of these wheels I bought a long time ago. They're metal, they're heavy, and if I take this plate off, then hopefully I can screw this on here and use this. And the reason I'm getting rid of mid-century modern legs is because I'm trying to make the best out of the little space I have back here. Now, I had the dresser here at one point. Then I decided to move it here, which is blocking part of the window. I didn't like that. And I have this door, which is the only exit out of this room into the backyard in case of emergency. Now, I don't go out this door that often. I can always go through the garage to get into the backyard or through the gate. But this is another quick exit out if I have to, in case, you know, like I said, emergency. Now, I had this on little slider pads. This is not real wood. What is that? Compressed wood. It's heavy. Therefore, I figured if I put it on wheels, I can just roll it out the way, because I want to back it up against this door, just so I can have extra space. You know, there's a little corner back in here. If this is your first time, right now I just have stuff shoved in there. My treadmill sits back there. And that's what I use, you know, as my little exercise area back there, well, treadmill area. And try to make as much space out of this little room as possible. I use this big piece to cut off the part of the room, because it's been moved around so many times. And then you turn around here, I have this dressing table area here, my file cabinet here, and my little office back over here. Alright, it's the mess. So, this is my multi-purpose room. Now, I figured, well, to keep this dresser in here, and I have a great big wooden pine wood dresser in the other bedroom, which I'm not using. I'll let it stay in the man cave for extra storage. But in my room here, she shed, whatever you want to call it, room, I think I'm just going to put it on the wheels and just back it up against there. And in case of emergency, I can just roll it out the way. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and try and prep this, and then I'm going to probably paint today or tomorrow. Look, I am a horrible videographer. I already put the wheels on, and it's sitting here so I can start painting on it. This paint seems to dry pretty fast. I'm trying to get this side done first, let it dry, and I can push it back over against the wall out my way. You can see here it's a little dusty. I call myself wiping that down, but before I even try to paint in there, I'm just going to use a wet rag and wipe that down. But it's kind of difficult painting in these little tight corners. You know, it's kind of hard to do this and hold the camera. I'm sitting down in the chair rolling this. I'll tell you, painting does not come easy to me anymore. If this thing wasn't so darn heavy, I would take it, have it put out in the back and spray it and be done with it. But And normally this is iron ore, Sherwin-Williams iron ore, but I didn't get it in a matte finish this time. I got a satin eggshell, one of those. I can't remember exactly. But something with a little bit of shine.
Yeah. And now we go our separate pathways, but your heart's still in mine. Yeah. And maybe we could try it next week again, but I don't wanna think we're toxic, but who cares? You said that we're over here.
Let me apologize for the noise in the background. I have the fans going and the air conditioner going all at the same time. Now, as you can see, it's against the door. It's not level because this is a converted patio, as I mentioned before. If this is your first time, yes, this is a converted patio. And the floor is not quite level. It's going at a slant, so you can see that the dresser is kind of tilted a little bit. That's because of the uneven floor. If you can see the rough line there, how it goes down, yeah, and how they tried to make the door straight. Come on, camera. The door straight in spite of that angle there. So that's the floor as well. But I don't care, it's on wheels. If I have to move it out the way in the case of an emergency, I can do that. I started on 2 of the drawers. There are a total of 5 drawers in this dresser. And I plan on changing the knobs out. I have these knobs here. These different types of knobs. They're all mismatched. I don't care, because I don't have enough of all of them, so I don't care. They don't have to match. It's just a eclectic bunch of knobs. Yeah, so I'm gonna let these 2 dry. Let that dry, and by tonight I'll put everything back together, because this room heats up really good in the afternoon. The sun really comes in. This is, I guess you call it a sunroom too. It's a multi-purpose room. A converted patio, my office, my exercise area back there in the corner, a closet, a dressing table, dressing area over here where I do my hair and stuff. I have my file cabinet here, as I showed you before, and all around is my office. Yeah, so, and then of course I did this little separation the other day, so it's a little mess in here right now. And I said I wasn't going to do this today, but I don't know how to relax. All right.
Yeah, and maybe we could try it next week again, but I don't wanna think we're toxic, but who cares? You said that we're over, hands under covers.
I have 2 more drawers. I'm gonna let this one dry a little bit more before I put it in the slot. Now, as you can see, I've been using these mismatched knobs. I have, I think, let's see, a couple more here, and then some other 2 other different types to put at the bottom. But I decided to go ahead on Amazon, and for $10.99 I can get 10 knobs, and that's exactly what I need, is 10 knobs. So I ordered those. They should be here tomorrow. And I'm just going to exchange them with these and use these on some other project at some other time. I don't know what, because I've had these a long time. And maybe I'll put them on here and finally get rid of these things. Oh, my arm looks terrible. And beat up looking arms. Oh yeah. I'm dirty. I gotta go get in the shower after I clean up this mess. I might as well throw this away. Not the handle, but everything else. And tonight I'll put the clothes back in. They're all on the bed. I'll put them back in, and that should be it.
From the street, look at me, I started from the ghetto.
The first drawer is done. Then I have to go and do these. Now these are other ones I already had on there. I could take them off, replace them with the other ones, or leave them. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the ones that I purchased on there. And using this satin or semi-gloss paint, Iron Ore by Sherwin-Williams paint. It seems to be holding up. I don't know if it'll scratch or what. I tried to scratch it. Or is that the proper paint for this? I could have primed it first. I could have also used a chalk paint. There's different ways I could have gone about this, but I chose to just take this black Iron Ore paint with the satin finish and just put it on here. Alright. The Amazon knobs came in, so here they are. I've installed them on the dresser. They're a variety of knobs, eclectic. They had some colorful ones, but I went ahead and chose these with the black and white colors instead. Trying to stick to that aesthetic.
You say money never needs your vanity. If you know to get in a calamity, brother, this life in a spirituality. You say money never needs your vanity. If you know to get in a calamity, brother, this life in a spirituality. Aye, nobody fi be somebody, somebody fi be nobody. Never look down.
A pot one day. I have the fiddly fig that I cut off from the big one in the living room in that pot. And over there on the molding is where I chipped it. I'm going to have the wood putty that and paint that. Fix that up. And above there I had a hook that I ordered from Temu. And the double-sided tape wasn't holding it, so what I decided to do, I'm going to drill holes into this plastic thing here and screw it to the wall. I've started out already changing knobs, and I'm going to change these two to some of the knobs I've had for a while. These are some crystal antique knobs I've had a long time that was given to me.
Me I no fit talk on. Me I no fit and yeah. Damn, it's my eyes don't see.
I've decided I want to change these out as well. I'm going to try and use those. Of course, that didn't work. I need shorter screws. And then, of course, I didn't figure it out until later. I was trying to figure out how could I rectify this situation because I want to use a black knob. And it came to me. I have a bag of leftover screws from when I had my kitchen cabinets. They came in a configuration where you could cut off to the size that you prefer. So that is what I'm going to do. I also want to change out that file cabinet handles as well. I have some black ones from the previous ones that was in the kitchen because this gold is fading out. Here I'm removing the knobs, which these weren't as tight either. The screw was still long, but I managed to make it work. And the actual screw that comes with that little drawer is a real short screw, and I tried to put that in the black thing too, and it was too fat to fit in the hole of the black one. Is narrow. So these are what I'm going to use. This is what I was talking about. You can size it. So thank goodness I didn't run to the hardware store I'm removing the screw from the black knob, and then I'm going to try and see if that looks thin enough to fit in there, and it does. So I'm going to go ahead and snip off the amount that I need and use that. Right where I'm pointing, I'm indicating is where I have to cut it off at. Sometimes you have to know how to improvise. I have these vice grips, and I'll take the hold the screw with the vice grips, and then I'll take a pair of pliers or cutters and just bend it, and give me enough strength. I can explain where I'll bend it. See, I put a tight grip on that. Now I'm taking these cutters and I'm just going to take it and twist it. As you can see here, I'm twisting it and bending it, and it will snap. It worked. It's still a little loose. So what I need is to put a little spacers in there. And because it's just a little tight, the spacers will help. So I dug out some spacers, which I had in the bag as well, and I'm going to use those to help me tighten it. It worked just by adding a spacer back in here. It allowed me to just a little tight, could tighten up a little bit more, or I could use, let's see. It worked. Now that I know that that's worked, I'm going to go ahead and snap off the remaining screws.